Hi friends, how are you doing today? I am doing well, thank you for asking. Very stressful day today, but I came home, I ate half a tub of ice cream, I cried a little, and now I'm ready to get back into life. So I have some popcorn, so if you see me sneak a kernel or two, that's why, because I can't stop eating. So, today is my August wrap up. I would say that I feel like August is going by so fast, and oh Lord, you know, why is my life flashing before my eyes? But it's really not. August went by really slow. I am counting down the days until graduation. There are 251, I want to say. So that's super exciting. But I did read some books during my exciting plight of August. But I did not read a lot of books because I started a new job this month, and I started school this month, and I started a lot of very scary things this month, and I did not have a lot of time for reading. Right now I'm just trying to get everything in control, get my homework in control, get my hours in control. As much as I love making money, and as much as I actually really like working at Chipotle, they have scheduled me a lot lately, and it's just like, hey, you guys realize I'm part-time, right? So I'm gonna have to talk to them about that, but let's just get on into what I read this month, shall we? So the first book I read this month was on my Kindle, and it did not come with a cover because it was a reviewer copy from NetGalley, so I'm just gonna show you my pretty Kindle. The book was called Bleed by Dax Varley, and I read it for Booktubeathon, actually. Wait, no. Yeah, was Booktubeathon in August? I don't remember, but I read it in August, so there's that. But, so basically the book I want to say I gave the book like an 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5 stars is when I want to say I gave the book. The book is about a girl named Miranda who is a stigmatic, and I had to look this up too. A stigmatic is someone who bleeds from some part in their body just randomly, and it is supposed to reflect like the death of Jesus Christ, I guess. That's kind of what I got from the gist of it when I looked it up. So Miranda bleeds from her palms randomly, and she can't stop it. When she gets like stressed out especially, she bleeds from her palms. But it's usually just like gobs of blood. And it's kind of funny because like she bleeds from her palms, and that's where like Jesus Christ was like, you know, crucified or whatever. But she moves to this new school, which has the nickname Suicide High because it has like a bunch of people killing themselves just randomly, and nobody really knows why. And Miranda starts bleeding even more. Like, she starts gushing blood from her palms, like, and I was kind of laughing when I was reading that part. Can you just imagine, like, holding up your hands, and it's like, whew, like, blood torrents, just getting, like, I feel like that'd be an awesome superpower. Like, someone pissing you off, whew, you know, just hit them with some blood. But Miranda can't control it, so there's all that. And she's trying to figure out why she has this power. She doesn't know why she has it or why she's born with it. And she meets a boy whose name I've already forgotten. I think it's Jake. I'm 90% sure this boy's name is Jake. And Jake is a psychic. And she also meets some other friends who all have different powers. And together they have to figure out why so many people in their school are just randomly killing themselves. Because these people are, like, really happy people. Like, there's no signs of depression or anything. They just randomly kill themselves in front of everybody. So, yeah. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because I did really like it. The only thing that I had a problem with was it kind of felt like the author was writing it, like, trying too hard to be a teenager. And it's just like, what you even doing? But if you want a more in-depth review of any of these books in here, you can go down there, and I will leave a link to my blog, and I have in-depth reviews of all of these books, so I don't have to waste too much time talking about them. The next book that I read, I don't have it with me because I turned it into the Libreria, but I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, and I think I already talked about this in my last video, but I love this book so much. 5 out of 5 stars, new favorite, so great, best thing ever. Why even would you read anything else? So, yeah. It was really good. It's about a kid, and he moves to college, and all that. Alright, so the next book that I finished was Blood Echo. And I said in my last video that it was the dark side of love, but this cover is like really in black and white on my Kindle. So I didn't see the part that said obsession is the dark side of love. That was like above the wine glass. You know, you got the wine glass, you got a little razor with blood in it. It's a very creative cover. I really liked it. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. It was, it's by Melissa Simonson, by the way. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. It was kind of hard to get into at first. It didn't really get interesting till halfway through the book. Things were confusing. I didn't understand why anything was happening, and really nothing was happening. They were just like really vague references to her past that she never really explained. And so halfway through the book it finally got interesting. But the book follows a girl whose name is Iris Avery, and she is a debutante whose family is dead, and she has a trust fund, never worked a day in her life, and her friend Estella are both debutantes, and they snort coke together, and it's basically Pretty Little Liars with cocaine. Like, they snort coke together, and they do all kinds of shit, and Estella is extremely depressed, and extremely... She has, I don't know what she has, some kind of mental issue. I don't say that, like, as I'm making fun of her. Mental issues are extremely serious. But she has some kind of mental issue that makes her absolutely, like, she can't handle when Iris hangs out with other people. And then eventually Iris kills herself, or, not Iris, Estella kills herself. And it's a shocking death, and Iris is trying to process what's going on. And then more strange things start happening, and more people that Iris loves start dying. So, obviously, Iris has to figure out what's going on. The book is really good after the half part, you know, like, I could not put it down after I got through the halfway point. The one thing I will say, though, is at the end, there is a very big plot twist. I won't give it away. But I was screaming. I was actually screaming bloody murder about this plot twist, and I was in tears, and it was horrible, and I just went downstairs, and I was like, Dad! And he's like, what do you want? And I was like, ah! Yeah. So, 3 out of 5 stars, just because it took so long to get into, but it was a good book overall, and I'm definitely going to check out some more of her other books, because I read some of the, what's it called? Sorry. I read some of the other descriptions of her books on Goodreads, and they looked really freaking good. So, I'm going to definitely be checking out some more of Melissa Simonson's work. And that is, unfortunately, is that all that I read this month? I'm like 90% sure. Let me check my Goodreads, just to be 100. But, yeah, that is all I read this month. Sorry, guys, like I said, I have not read a lot this month at all, except for, you know, those 3 books. So I will definitely be trying to read more in September, and definitely be trying to get more book reviews out to you guys. You know, I want like a big ass stack next month. This month is 3 books. But quick thing about what I'm reading now, in case you guys are curious, I am reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I am on page 248. I got like that much left of it. This book is so good. Why have I waited 17 years to start reading Harry Potter? I will never know. But this shit is amazing. I love it. Can't put it down. I had my friend read it to me the other day when she came over, and it was beautiful, and we were just laughing about everything. The book is great. The book is freaking great. Fun fact about the Sorcerer's Stone, though, in the British version, you probably already know this because I feel like everyone knows this, but in the British version it's actually called the Philosopher's Stone, but in America I guess they decided kids were too dumb to know what philosopher meant, so they changed it to Sorcerer's Stone. So, you know, she refused to call it the Sorcerer's Stone. She kept calling it the Philosopher's Stone. And I'm also reading a book that I got from NetGalley on my Kindle. I don't have a cover for it either, or else I would show you. The book is called Coffee Will Make You Black by April Sinclair. And I'm like on chapter 1, so I can't really tell you what it's about. But basically it's like, kind of like To Kill a Mockingbird, where it's one of those books about a girl coming of age in the 1960s era of racism and segregation, and that's literally what the description said. But I'm excited to get into that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will link all my social media below, as well as my blog, so you guys can check out in-depth reviews of all the books I talked about, as well as some other stuff, because, you know. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like it, give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment below if there's a book that you want me to review next. a book that you are curious about, or any kind of like tags you want to see. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you later. Bye!